Have you ever left an event thinking, that was great, but I really didn't connect with the right people? And we've all been there. We've invested time, money, and energy, but there's never been any real traction afterwards. So today's guests are changing all of that. We're talking about a platform that they built that makes every connection intentional, which is what we all want as event planners and organizers. So today, I'm so glad to have you with us. I'm joined by Bianca Hindmarch and Tracey Lodrich, co-founders of B&T Matchmaking, a dynamic duo redefining how we connect through AI-powered, human-driven matchmaking. Now that's the key. Together, we'll unpack how data, empathy, and purpose can turn ordinary meetings into business-changing moments. Bianca and Tracey, a warm welcome to both of you today.
Thank you so much, Projeni. Thank you.
Thank you.
So excited to be here.
I'm so glad. There's so many questions we have. And like I said, it is an interesting one that's, I think, plagues many organizers and event planners. So let's rewind a bit, right? You've both been in this industry for a while and you know how it feels when events don't deliver meaningful results, right? So what frustration or gap did you notice that made you say, we can do this better? Who's going to start here?
Happy to.
Okay.
So just rewinding a little bit back, Tracey has been in the industry for over 20 years now.
Right.
She's basically a veteran in the industry at the moment, and myself just going on just over 7 years. So we just realized that there was a recurring frustration that attendees would find. You spend your time to set up a stand, spend your money to set up your stand, and then your time is wasted potentially not speaking with the right relevant parties.
Right.
With our system and our services, we're ensuring that you're guaranteed to meet with people that align with your business goals and your targets. So the gap was just the unknown. Are you going to meet with the right people? Will you have valid conversations? So we're having a system and a platform in place provides a schedule and plan to set you up to meet with relevant industry partners. So the gap was just...
Yeah, the gap was just seeing that people were frustrated that they spend all this money, but there's no return on investment because they may want that delegate that sits in a conference, but they're never going to get to that person without a formal scheduled meeting because that person may not come into the exhibition hall at all. Then what happens? They don't meet them.
You lost them.
And a lot of the frustration comes from them thinking, I've wasted my money because I haven't met who I needed to meet.
Yeah, that's so relatable. I mean, we've seen it time and time again,
100%.
right? Those great events and you've got all the right people there, but they just don't have access to each other. They just don't cross paths, right? And so it sounds like your mission from day one was to make it purposeful.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Intentional.
Yeah.
Intentional. So we need to understand the goals and wants of the attendees of what they want to gain from attending an event. Are you looking for a supplier? Are you looking for an investor? Once we understand those goals, we can help them really meet with the right people and introduce them and get the foot in the door to open up conversations for bigger deals or partnerships potentially from meeting.
Now, so often, I mean, we always, on all business events, there's often this tick box for all our clients who say, okay, we want business matchmaking. And, we need to find a supplier that can provide that service, or they try to do it internally themselves, and that doesn't work out great as well. And very often comes down to the tech. Right? I mean, you call your platform AI-powered, but human-led. And I love that. It's an interesting balance as we move into this AI space. But AI can often feel very impersonal, right, in our industry. And yet all our industry is all about connecting people and experiences. So how do you make sure that the data and AI actually enhance the connection? I mean, I think our entire audience, they must be sitting at the edges of their seats right now.
So the platform is just a tool. So the data's put in. Everyone, they have to register. They put down all their things. sometimes they rush and they don't put all the information in correctly. So where we come in with the human connection is that we call every single person that comes onto the platform.
Wow.
We walk them through the platform. We hold their hands. We say, oh, have you ticked the right industries? Have you done this correctly? The AI is not going to work without the information in the profile being correct. So other human interaction comes where we marry the two is we're getting the correct information, adjusting the profiles on the platform so that when the AI algorithm works, they are getting potentially the correct connections that they need and want.
Wow.
And then with the human interaction, you know, sometimes it could take the first minute of having a conversation with someone where you can gauge a bit more of the type of person that they are or what the synergies might be. So we have intuition. So even when we're phoning attendees and ask them, what are you targeting? They might not understand personally how to articulate exactly what they're looking for. So we can suggest maybe a road that they haven't even tapped into to be like, okay, well, have you maybe thought about meeting with X, Y, and Z because we think the goals could align to provide X, Y, and Z positive outcomes for both of you. So the human intuition of that is, you can't take that away. I think we saw it in COVID as well. You know, the virtual events, it happened and it was it provided a platform to still connect, but there's nothing better than an in-person interaction. You can gauge so much more from a conversation.
100%.
Now you mentioned that attendees often like rush through registration forms just to complete it, right? So does it not annoy them when your team step in to, you know, make those calls to make sure you reflecting the right profile, etc.? And how do you enhance that service so that it's not intrusive?
I think the best way to describe it is everyone knows they're investing in the event. So they know that they're attending for a reason. They have to be proving that they want to put themselves out there to be seen. So they need to put in the effort of completing their profile on Reg. And I don't think they get annoyed because if we're offering to elevate their profile to be better seen on the platform and stand out, they're thankful.
Yeah.
They're really thankful for that because we're taking away the administrative role from participants that they don't want to put in the admin. I mean, this is our entire career. This is our jobs. We do this all day, every day. People don't have the time to do this on top of their own jobs and roles and responsibilities.
And do you often notice that, I mean, most of these registration forms you complete, it's all about, you know, who you are, what kind of offering do you have personally. But you're taking it to another level and saying, okay, but you're being specific and saying, who do you want to meet?
100%. Because that form is they don't need, the registration forms are never long. So they're never in depth.
Yeah.
It's just what industry sector are you in? What is your company? Give me a website. Who do you want to, like what industry sector are you looking to meet with? And that comes in.
Yeah.
That doesn't help because I might be looking for a soap manufacturer, but my profile doesn't give me that option.
Right.
So we, in calling them and connecting with them and guiding them, it gives them the thing that, oh my gosh, these ladies really want to help me get to where I need to be before the event starts. And that's where the service comes in. And they really do not get annoyed at all.
Wow.
To be
So
honest.
it's not just algorithms doing work in the background. It's that concierge level support behind the scenes. And
100%.
I like that because it's so often you want us to fill a form in and then you expect the algorithm to spit out that these are the connections you need to make, right? And then very often there's something missing because we still walk away feeling like that wasn't the right match.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely. So we're just refining the targets completely.
Yeah. Now let's talk about attendee intent and ROI, right? The return on investment, the three letters that make or break most exhibitors' budgets. Okay. Now, post-pandemic, exhibitors are really asking tougher questions like, what's my return? Who did I actually meet? So they want that return on their investment when they participate at an exhibition. So how is matchmaking reshaping the way exhibitors and attendees measure success? How is it enhancing that process and reshaping it?
I think the biggest thing is determining exactly what is required from attending the event. You're going to the event for a reason. Are you going there to, as I mentioned, investors, or are you looking for suppliers or distributors? So understanding their own business goals that they want to achieve from attending the event is so important. We can guide them there if they're a bit lost, but understanding that, and then we can take it from our side. And if you are investing in something, you have to have a return. So we're ensuring people are guaranteed going to get something positive from attending the event. It might be one meeting that they have. It might be just one meeting, but that meeting might take them to the places that they know they need to get to by meeting and having that conversation. It's one conversation that you have. I'm sure you've experienced it just being in the industry.
Yeah.
A random conversation, maybe about a coffee with someone, led to a discussion that you didn't even know maybe you guys are aligned.
Absolutely.
And there could be positivity coming from that.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you find that, or should I'd rather say, when exhibitors participate, what do you need as a brief to you as the business matchmaking team to ensure, from the organizers, to ensure that the exhibitor gets that return on investment? Because very often we assume that the brief is business matchmaking. What else do you need to know? So what exactly would you like to have on your brief from the organizer about your exhibitor needs?
As much information as possible, I would say, because, you could, it depends, like what industry sectors have you got at your event? Like if it's manufacturing, great, but what parts of manufacturing?
Yeah.
Do you have the machinery? Do you have the actual packaging? Do you sell the cartons that you would put food in for packaging? Understanding that from the exhibitor side helps us to get and match them to the correct participants that are coming to the event.
Yeah.
And
You have to know like as much information as possible about your event.
Yeah.
You
Because
need to
you
tell
could be
us
talking
more.
about different parts of packaging, and I'm doing something completely
Absolutely.
different. You arrange the
100%.
meeting, and it's like, oops,
Absolutely.
sorry.
And then it's a mismatch because
Yeah.
it's not aligned.
Yeah.
So as much information from the organizer about your event.
The details.
The details, the finer details of your event,
Yeah.
I would say.
And our the main matchmaking platform that we run, it's very in-depth in terms of you can upload your company catalog. You can upload all your social media links.
Okay.
You can really, really emphasize your company on the platform. There's an exhibitor directory, so participants can go and see, okay, what's here? It lists the different products. There's lots of different in-depth aspects of the platform that just allow people to really showcase themselves. And I think it also just takes effort from events organizers and attendees to ensure that the stage is there for them. Give them the opportunity to showcase themselves as they're investing their time and money in your event. So it's always beneficial for both parties to put in that effort.
And I suppose there's a lot of work. I mean, very often I find that as well, that exhibitors come to an expo. They have big expectations. They want that return on investment, but they're not putting the work into it. Pitching up and putting your stand up isn't going to make it. No, it's not going to work, right? What do you need? This, like you're saying now, there's an opportunity to put your brochures up.
Absolutely.
Take advantage of all the information that you can put up there. But if you put nothing, nobody's going to know what you're going to do.
And it makes our job a lot more difficult because you're not providing the information to us that we use to align. And yes, we do our research. We'll Google companies. We'll find their LinkedIn pages to get more information.
Right.
But we also allow them the opportunity to breathe a little bit. We send emails, we phone, we now communicate on WhatsApp too. And a lot of the time, some people will come through at last minute and be like, this is what I need. Or even on site. They'll come to us on site and say, oh, I want to meet with X, Y, and Z, and we say, okay, it'll be a bit difficult to secure a meeting. We'll definitely put you in touch, but to secure a meeting and get it confirmed on site, challenge, we'll do it. We'll try, absolutely, but let's just get an introduction, even if it's just so we'll send your details to the people you want to meet with so that there's some form of introduction. But we keep mentioning the importance of also having exhibitor briefings.
Yes.
And buyer briefings. You know, we've been part of exhibitor briefings and in person and online, and it's always been beneficial because we're allowing people the comfortability of you're not scared the minute the platform opens because some people are joining for the first time.
That's true.
So they're unaware of how the platform works. So we provide that comfortability before the event to say, okay, this is how it works, and also this is who you contact. This is how we're going to follow the process and make sure come the event time, you're sorted.
Yes.
So there's nothing to worry about on site.
So do you offer the service as well of the concierge service with the exhibitor and the delegate?
Both.
Absolutely. Everyone in the platform.
It's every attendee that attends the show. So it could be your exhibitors and visitors. It could be delegates, speakers, sponsors, exhibitors. Whatever categories you have attending, they all have access to the same, and we treat everybody the same.
Okay.
Whether you're the
So
SMME,
yeah.
right from the beginning.
So at the beginning, you mainly in touch with exhibitors as they're coming in. You are setting them up on the platform.
So we would start with the exhibitors. So
Right.
whatever information comes into the platform, we'll start with them. Make sure that they know the platform, that they know that their industries are correct, they're happy with the information. We offer to upload brochures, we offer to upload pictures because some events
Yes.
are more consumer based. So if you're a ceramic, you would like your pots or vases or whatever, we assist with adding those to the platform.
Okay.
And then as new participants come in, we start contacting them.
Yeah.
So if your delegates start coming through your speakers, we will phone each and every person and to get them started. We have also started, especially for our SMMEs that come through on events, they are not tech. A lot of them aren't tech savvy, you know. We now have a video, an interactive video, which shows them from the very first email they receive, how they log in, what they have to check. Our names, email addresses, and phone numbers are everywhere in the video. And I think that also sets us apart because we answer emails and phone calls immediately. There's not an email that's left longer than 3 hours in a mailbox, ever.
We've got a dedicated call centre,
Yes.
so they're conducting all the calls during the days. And then we've got our project managers helping per event to run it smoothly because, as you say, the administrative side of our company is where we thrive.
Yeah.
So how are exhibitors and attendees measuring their success now from the events that you've held? What are they looking for in terms of success? What are those indicators for them?
It depends. Like Bianca said, a lot of it could be investment. A lot of them, we found like in the last year or so, people looking to export their stuff as well is also becoming a big thing. We had an event we've just done recently where a producer was trying to get a content distributor on the African continent. He's been trying for a few
months.
years from the US.
Yeah.
He came to this event, he got 3 companies in one event.
Wow.
And for him, that's made the last 5 years everything for him because he now has his content distributors
Right.
and he's going to start distributing his content.
So are you measuring post-show? What is the post-show follow-up with the exhibitors and delegates from your side?
From our side, we haven't tapped into that.
So it's
The organisers,
takes
yes,
over that,
or the buyer
yes, with the
team,
post-show
absolutely. We
surveys
provide all the post-show details of the matchmaking. So,
Right.
which countries were most targeted?
Okay.
You know, which industry is your highest targeted one? We really provide an in-depth, detailed post-show report to the event organisers, and it really helps to move forward with next year and suggestions of how can we better it? Because there's
Yes.
always room for improvement.
But you can measure in terms of number of meetings.
Yeah, absolutely,
100%,
absolutely. So you know the even titles of who is the most targeted in an industry. We break down countries, regions,
Industries.
participants, logins, interactivity of participants on the
like which
platform.
participant logged in the most to the platform.
And the growth
Who's-
of meetings over
yeah,
years. If we've got
we
our
also do that, yeah.
recurring clients,
Of course.
we do annual comparisons to see really how it's growing year on year. And I think that's what's driven our constant clients to keep coming back, because it's always been a steady growth.
Yes, and obviously the exhibitors are seeing that return on investment, as well as the organizer of the exhibition
Absolutely.
as well. It's just fascinating how, like, you know, redefining how we measure ROI, and not just monetarily, but from the meaningful connections, like you're saying, that can ignite business in the future, and builds that confidence
Yes.
in the events, right? So if we talk about this entrepreneurial journey of yours, right, behind every journey, there's a story of courage. And you've both spoken a bit about building B&T Matchmaking from some humble beginnings that we spoke about before you arrived, when you arrived, actually. And then there was, right through the chaos of COVID, you did this. What was the journey like as an entrepreneur in this industry? You know, starting a business is all about connection as well. And that's why so many people, so many of our clients participate in our exhibitions as small businesses, and grow each year. And it's wonderful to see that growth. Now you've had your own startup taking off post-COVID. So how did that happen? And was there ever moments where you felt like, you know, I'm not sure how we're going to get through this?
Oh, definitely. Well, when COVID happened, like most companies shut down. We weren't an essential industry, so we had to shut down.
Yes.
So afterwards, obviously the company, like, we had to do something after COVID because events weren't back yet. I mean, it took a long time for events to come back. So we actually started a virtual admin service right after COVID, and was very small. We had a few good clients that kept us going. And as events slowly started to come back, organisers we'd worked with started reaching out. We need you to help us. We need to bring back some form of matchmaking. We need something. And that's how we started. And it has been scary. We have, like, especially when we first started, it was very scary.
It's daunting.
But
I'm sure.
the strength Bianca and I give each other has just allowed us to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, having a powerful team is incredibly important, because there's definitely waves in the industry, and just starting out was very, very daunting. You know, we even started in my parents' home. We had a little setup there, just a little office. But as you mentioned, it's the industry of connections, and because we've been in the industry, we really built our own connections and stuff, and it's what helped us soar. And we partnered with a phenomenal IT company who designed and curated this platform.
Right.
And it's now internationally known across the board. So we're incredibly proud to be part of a team like that. But it's been a roller coaster, but it's definitely the most rewarding industry, because hearing the success stories that we hear and hearing just the deals that are being done between attendees, it's phenomenal. It's really, really, really
but that's so
positive.
powerful. You've turned a crisis into an opportunity, and it's a story that so many in our industry can relate to. The resilience, the creativity that came out of this crisis and forced us all to rebuild. And you've done a remarkable job. You've done a remarkable job.
Thank you.
But what would you say is the difference between the matchmaking service that you offer today versus pre-COVID?
I think just the level of concierge. The real hand-holding for participants. You know, each person receives multiple phone calls from us, consented though, but it's really just that friendly service. You know, we're always smiling, we're happy to help, we adapt to participants as well. If someone says, I need a Zoom meeting with you in an hour, be on that Zoom meeting. Help them, take them through the system, make them comfortable, because they are the reason we are here. And with that, I really think that this industry will never fail, because
It won't.
that effort is just being shown, and
Yes.
it's always a bright thing to be part of. And
Mm.
the organizers that we're meeting through ours, their events are very, very well run,
Yeah.
very well run. And I think it all comes down to teamwork.
Yeah.
You know, the organizers, the data, everything plays a part. But it seems to be aligning really nicely. Everyone's coming together to be like, okay, yes, that's what needs to be done, and it's working.
Yeah. What do you think of an event? Is there, or should I say, let me rephrase that question. Is there any purpose to an event that does not have a matchmaking service? Do you think it is a fruitful event without a matchmaking service?
I think it depends on the event, because you do have what is known as a consumer event.
Okay, let's talk about business-to-business events particularly, right?
Business-to-business events, I really don't think so. I think because your chances of meeting the person that you would really like to meet without a scheduled meeting is very difficult these days. Because if you're looking to speak to a speaker, their times are very limited. They might only come to the event for that one day because they're speaking at 10 o'clock in the morning. They may not attend the other days of the event. Delegates, they all run their own businesses. Everyone runs their own stuff. They're very busy. They don't necessarily come for all days. And a lot of them don't necessarily want to walk around the exhibition hall.
So it's a hit and miss.
It's a hit and miss
It's a
because
hit
they
and
don't
miss.
know what's down there.
Yeah.
This way, it gives them that opportunity. Oh my goodness, this is what I'm looking for. I would never have known that exhibitor was there unless he sent me this request.
Yeah. And again, we're coming back to those meaningful connections.
Meaningful connections.
And if you look at it as well, I mean, as organizers, we spend millions invested into organizing an exhibition
100%.
for the businesses of that particular industry. And I think obviously the matchmaking adds an additional element that gives them that return on investment that they
Absolutely.
wouldn't normally
It
get,
does.
right?
It does.
Absolutely.
It definitely gives them that. It makes them feel like they're important and that the organisers taken their ROI into consideration, because now they have that opportunity to make those connections.
Yes. Instead of just grabbing people in
Instead
the
of
hall.
just
Yes.
hoping that that person that they really want to
Will
talk
walk
to
past
will walk
them.
past their stand, look at their product and say, oh, we need to chat.
Yes. Yeah.
That does still happen, but I think it's happening less and less because people have less time.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Especially your very sought after people in certain industries.
Yeah,
limited time, so you
Limited
need
time.
that intentional meeting.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And structure,
Yeah.
just structure, because, you know, the saying, if you don't plan, you plan to fail.
That's true.
So if you've got that schedule, you've got everything lined up beforehand, you really don't have any worry of, am I going to do anything on site? Am I going to meet people? Are people going to stop by my stand? Because foot traffic can just be just that, foot traffic. They could just walk
There's
straight past
thousands
you.
of people that come to the
Thousands
show,
of people.
but
And also the benefit of having a schedule is you have each other's contact details too.
yes.
Because you also understand we're humans, so conversations may run over a little bit. So
Absolutely.
you can just pick up the phone and phone your next meeting and just say, you know, I'm really sorry, I'm on my way. I'll be there now. I had a meeting quickly. And you can WhatsApp, you can email. Let's say, for example, the person may fall sick on the day or something. You still have that introduction and you can take that offline and after the events and build a connection from there. It's the foot in the door.
Yes. So do exhibitors and delegates that attend the event get a post-show report for themselves to say, can they go onto their profiles and see the list of meetings and the details? Because, I mean, we lose business cards.
Yes, absolutely.
Even though I've found digital business cards that I can save on and share, and then if you don't make a note there, I
It's
can't
lost.
remember where we met and
So-
what was the content.
Even after the event, there is a calendar feature on the platform. They can go and look at all their confirmed meetings that they had, and the contact details will be there.
Ah,
So they do have that post-show. that is their record of the meetings that they had, and
Brilliant.
it will be there. They can print it out, they can export it, they can
Share
it's
it.
there for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
And the
colleague,
platform
yeah.
is accessible across the board on technology. So it's mobile, you can access your profile on your phone.
Oh,
It's
brilliant.
not even an app. They are integrating into apps and stuff,
Yes.
which is phenomenal.
Yes.
But you can access it on your tablets, on your computer, on your wherever for months after.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you fear that, I mean, we talked about AI through this discussion. Do you fear that AI will start to take over the interaction of these platforms instead of the human concierge service? Do you think that would ever take over? Given the fact that we're moving into such a digital society, do you think that concierge service would ever fall away or not be unnecessary at some point?
I personally don't think so,
No.
because a lot of participants run their own businesses. They don't necessarily have that time, and AI is not always 100% accurate.
Okay.
If you don't put the correct information in the beginning in AI, it's not going to generate the right algorithm for you.
Okay.
So I don't believe, and people still like to talk to people. They don't
Yes.
necessarily want to be talking or just doing everything on their,
Yes.
on the portal.
So AI, it's an automated lever. It's there to use as a suggestion.
Yes.
So what it can do is it can give you the suggestions of who to meet with, but what we do is we make sure that it's the right people to meet with, because like I say, someone could go and tick every industry. So the AI is going to be like, oh, you're a match, but our service comes in and says, actually, you're only supposed to be ticked in this industry, so it's not a match. So it opens the doors, tech opens the doors for people, but we make sure they're walking through the right doors.
Yes. I like
Definitely.
that. All doors can be opened,
Yes.
but they might not
They're
lead
not.
you to the right path, right?
Not necessarily.
That is so true. Now, you both said something that really resonates with me in terms of that people want to know they'll, get something positive out of attending an event. And that's why we all want to be involved in events, because we believe that it's going to add value to our businesses, to our lives. It's going to make a difference. What does the next evolution of personalized, like purpose-driven experiences look like for us, do you think? What is the next step? Where are we going to? You've got the technology, you've got a brilliant platform that you work on, you've got the concierge. What's the next step in business matchmaking?
So I think there's just a major drive for and hunger for visibility.
Yeah.
Especially in our continent. We have lots of SMMEs who are providing phenomenal services or creating beautiful products,
Right.
but they need that exposure. So exhibitions are allowing that stage for participants to come and attend and showcase themselves. It has to be an option for people to do that. So the AI will always be there, but human connection will definitely have to be there to guide,
Yeah.
to make sure things are happening the right way. And I think it's just a beautiful start of what it can be. In 10 years' time, we could be looking at a completely different platform to what we have now. But that's just because we're adapting and
Yes.
it's relevant to what is happening in today's day and age and determining on which event needs what.
Yes, and I suppose as we move with the times, like you're saying, because technology is moving ahead,
Yes.
and the way we consume technology and different platforms has also changed. So it's about having platforms that can be responsive to that, or proactively ensure that it's available on those different platforms,
Yes.
or through different mediums on the tech side.
Yes.
So that we constantly making it convenient.
Yes, absolutely. Efficient.
Accessible.
Exactly.
Accessible and efficient. And that's also the thing is the platform is really, really user-friendly. It shouldn't be
Where do
complicated.
How do I?
Absolutely.
Where do I find that? What do you mean?
Yes.
What tab?
Sorry. What do you mean? No, it's very user friendly. And then we make it even easier by providing those tutorials and the training
and holding their hands through that.
Their hands.
I love that because, like you're saying, as much as technology is consuming us in every aspect of our lives, both personally and professionally, it is daunting to keep up. And there's so many buttons and gadgets. And as business people, we have quite a table full, to access, to tick off, and just having somebody a personal PA.
That's what we call ourselves.
That's literally.
We say that to people all the time, to organisers. That's how we explain it. We say, we are your attendees' PAs.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for event organisers trying to strike a balance between the automation and being authentic, so that we don't lose this human touch as technology advances? In the event space, we constantly want to be a step ahead and ensure that we offer the right services and the right technology to make it more accessible and convenient. But what are some of the things do you think that as event organizers we shouldn't lose focus on?
Your exhibitors.
Yeah.
Because without your exhibitors, you potentially don't have an event. And I think just having the right exhibitors at your event as well is also a big thing. You need to have that balance between the right exhibitors and either the right visitors or the right conference program to attract the right people to your event.
Yeah. And very often as well, you think that, we think we shoot off mass emails and mass WhatsApps, and mass messaging, and we assume that they'll come because of that, but they still don't.
They don't, because it's maybe not the right platform for them, or it's just they may have tried it in the past and they didn't have an ROI, so now they're like, well, I've got to choose between two different exhibitions.
Yes.
Do I go with the one I know, or do I go with the new one now and try that?
And so do you think the human touch is the intervention again?
Definitely. Without the human touch, I think people just feel like it's, I don't know, like it's...
A simple conversation will also help them realize,
because even in the sales process, as for exhibition organizers, you think that a mass sales pitch is going to bring everybody in.
It's got to be intentional and targeted.
Yes.
And it requires people.
And
I don't want to listen to an automated message.
An email, you're just going to scroll down it. But when you're speaking to someone on the phone and they maybe say one sentence and say, oh, that's actually what maybe I should attend. Maybe there is a beneficial reason to come and attend. So it's just simple conversations. And I think us as humans, we need that. Yeah. We have to have that because, and as you say, as technology is just soaring through, it's becoming a scary place because, well, what are we humans going to do?
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever let go of intuition and understanding from an emotional side. I think is the one thing we can hang on to.
Well, that's a very, very hopeful outlook for all of us as human beings. It's really exciting, I think, to think of a future where every event, no matter the scale, delivers that measurable value and meaningful connections. I think that's so important. Yeah. And I think that's what is at the foundation of your business, that human connection. So no matter how fancy your platform can be, it needs to be accessible. And as a business matchmaking offering, you offer an accessible platform, but being able to have a concierge service that brings it all together, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, wonderful. Well, ladies, thank you so much for sharing your journey and insights with us. In closing, is there any other comments that you'd like to share or advice for organisers or about the platform itself or anything that we've spoken about? Let me know.
I think the platform is always changing. Like I said, we give comments afterwards. We say, look, we think this should be done. We go back to the guys we license from and we say to them, guys, what about adding this? So we've added recently new features where if I have a meeting with you and you don't come, I can mark you as a no-show.
Okay.
You get an email, we get an email straight away to say that I've marked you as a no-show because you didn't come to my meeting. And you can rate your meetings. So if you have a really good one, you can rate it between 1 and 5. It also now has the facility where you can actually make notes.
Oh, that I
On
was
your
about to
meeting.
ask that earlier. That's
Yes.
brilliant.
Yeah, you can actually make a little note on your meeting on the actual thing once it's passed. You can, it's going to be a great deal, or I didn't really see value in it, depending on what you rate it. So our platform is changing all the time. It
That's
adapts to the industry and what exhibition organizers are looking to get out of the platform. What reporting are they looking for? What stats are they looking for afterwards? And that's what we adapt the platform for.
That's wonderful. It's really nice to know that it's adapting to life and to the needs of the audience, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think something for the event organizers, they mustn't be scared to invest in something that will be beneficial. It'll definitely be beneficial. You know, we've been in so many different events and it's always been a positive outcome. So I think it is scary to jump into something and say, oh, maybe we should try it.
Yes.
But it's definitely worth it for themselves, for their attendees, and for the overall experience for the event.
Yeah. Business matchmaking is key.
Definitely.
So, for anyone listening who wants to learn more about or experience matchmaking, at their next event, where can they find you?
Our website is btmatchmaking.org, and our social media handles on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram is just B&T Matchmaking. Very easy to find, and if you Google us, all our contact details are there, so please reach out to us for any questions or interest.
Thank you so much, ladies. I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
This is great.
Yes,
Thank you.
it was
Thank you for
lovely.
having
Thank
us.
you.
We're excited to
Appreciate it.
see
Yes.
where this goes and how events just adapt.
Absolutely. I think one thing that I take out of this that I'm really so excited about is knowing that no matter how advanced technology is, that human touch is always gives us purpose and feeds our passion and drives that intentional behavior. And that's what exhibitions and events are all about. You know, it's about that human experience, which you cannot get behind a screen.
Nope.
But you've been able to marry both the worlds, offering us the convenience of technology and an amazing platform together with that human touch to guide our delegates and our stakeholders through to the next level of our exhibitions. And that's truly, truly special and beneficial for all event organizers. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great events, like we know, I suppose they just don't connect people. I've heard they connect possibility, and that's what you offer us.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, to all our listeners, if you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share it with your network and subscribe to Africa Event Connect for more inspiring conversations shaping the future of the industry. From me, Projeni Pather, thank you for tuning in. It's been so great having you here with us, and we'll see you on the next episode.